For me, basically, being a priest is to look at the idea, at the example of Christ. So I think that the call to the priesthood is a call to be another Christ among other people, to try and help them, to draw them closer to God in the same way that Christ himself did while he was here on earth. As a young person, I tried to live a Christian life just like any other person who was around me. And I think my parents gave us, or the children, a good Christian background. But then when I now went to the university, due to the idea, well, a friend of mine invited me, he was a Protestant, he invited me to their activities. And I really saw the zeal which he put in trying to make sure that his friend tried to also continue with his good life in the university. But at the same time, there was another friend who was a Catholic who also invited me to come to a center of Opus Dei, which I never knew before. So when I now went to the center for the first time, I realized that this was exactly what I had been living before, but without having that background of really struggling to be a saint through the things I was doing. I was also trying to discover what else may God be asking me for. And then seeing how to help people, I started also asking myself, perhaps also trying to help not just the physical aspect of human life, but also the spiritual aspect as a priest. When I get back to my country, I think there's a whole horizon waiting for me over there. But right now we only have centers, stable centers in very few cities, around 5 of them. And I think that being a priest, I can also contribute with my little grain of salt to whatever the church is doing in Nigeria, and also to help spread the spirit of Opus Dei in other cities in the country. Staying in Rome has been an example of the universality of the church, to see that no matter where we come from, no matter the background each person has, we can find a common root here in Rome, which is Jesus Christ in the person of his vicar, the Pope. My priesthood will always be linked to the figure of Blessed John Paul II, because now that the priesthood ordination comes up after his beatification, I think it's something that will help me really to remind myself that I'm a priest. I often think of the friend of mine that made me go to the center of Opus Dei for the first time. Even though he was not a Catholic, at least his zeal to live a Christian life helped me also to take my Christian life seriously. And even when I was trying to think whether I should join Opus Dei or not, I even asked him to pray for me to make a good decision before God. And now that he's dead, he died some years ago, I often think of him in my prayers, and I believe that with my first Mass and in the subsequent Masses, I'll keep him especially in my prayers, because with his help I discovered my vocation, and I'm sure that also from heaven he continues helping me.